Hello everybody, this is Make It Better, and today we're doing What If Deku Was a Swordsman Part 15. Last time I left off was everybody in the dorms talking about, or learning that they're going to go to a trip that his Zuko Midoriya's family is going to plan. Now, the next day and a few weeks after that, they've been practicing on the festival that's coming very closely to the point where it's today. The scene goes as to like this. Jiro and everybody else that was gonna be playing instruments are getting their stuff out early in the morning. Everybody else wakes up in another time, getting ready, practicing a little bit more, and Kirishima comes up to Zuko and asks him if he could do something else, like more of a surprise for like the throwing a naval laser guy up to the sky. And Zuko was thinking about it, and he asked Kirishima, "How about this?" And he pulled out his sword and said, "I can like kind of push him with my sword." And Kirishima, can you like show me how you're gonna do this? And Zuko says, "Sure. Just come at me, bro." And but Zuko said, "Well, just come at me as fast as you can, like I did with him." Kirishima does. Zuko, using a technique in his dojo, used the momentum and pushed Kirishima up halfway, like in like the first part. But when he was going down, he looks down and sees Zuko pull out his sword, do a slash, and gave him wind pressure, basically. But it looked like water is coming towards him. And when Kirishima got hit by it, instead of feeling anything, feeling wet or breathe, he just felt force going even higher. And Kirishima looks to it, does over a look of the whole thing, and went down and said, "Dude, that was awesome." And the Kirishima tells this to, I want to say Ayama, but I'm not sure. Probably his name, but naval laser guy. And he's practicing with Zuko, for he will get used to it. And naval laser is getting more nervous because he might mess this up. Zuko noticed this and said, "Hey, just imagine this. Everybody's gonna be looking at you when you do the thing." And this gives a naval laser guy the, I think, pride, or I'm not sure what the word would be for it, but enough. Dang it! I went to a blank. Don't know what to say, but basically a courage. Yeah, sure. And to do it. Everybody's getting ready. And they do not go to the store for anything because Zuko will be helping out with the special effects after that little push. As they're going into and putting on the costumes and their shirts, more people are going into the stadium with some of the upperclassmen and same grades are saying some mean things, saying that you class 1A is doing this all for themselves, trying to show off, and that kind of thing. And now Aries in there with Mirio, and hearing all this, and Zuko waved over to Eri and Mirio. Mirio said, "Hey, Eri, look, he's waving." And she waves back, but very shyly. And Zuko sees this and gives her a smile and a thumbs up. So the concert starts. As is pre-usual, Bakugo makes the big explosion and a wave of music and Jiro singing, bringing up the crowd. Everybody's dancing, all the stuff that has happened in that point. Eri is getting more and more happier, but has not smiled. And Muriel tells her, look at Zuko, look at Deku." And she is, and seeing how happy he is, and suddenly she sees him stepping back out of the stage, and then she looks around and see another person doing the same thing, and they're both running at each other, and like full force. And when Eri said no, Zuko grabbed the guy, pushed him up, as everybody's now looking at the guy that's went up to halfway up, and see him falling. They're all freaking out that he's gonna get hurt. And some people are saying, and just like UA gonna do 1A doing something flashy, nothing big deal. But they see Zuko bring out his sword, and he did a slash, making it look like a tidal wave was coming up out of his sword, pushing Ayama. I'm guessing his name, Ayama, to the highest point, and Ayama uses this force to go and spin faster than before, where now it's a disco ball showing out naval lasers throughout the whole stadium, and more special effects are coming out. Todoroki using his eyes, bunch of confetti are coming out, and Zuko climb up to the very top and did 3 to 5 slashes of lightning. He's pretty much speeding through of lightning, making a letter saying UA. And everybody's celebrating, yelling, having fun. And when Eri looks at Zuko going down the stairs, she knows that he did something like this, and started to smile and having fun with the concert, seeing all the pretty colors and how great this concert is going. And Muriel was seeing her smile for the first time, being really happy, give him a smile and have some tears coming down. Now the concert is over, and everybody's now leaving, and have a different opinion of 1A, seeing how great they are really, and with using their quirks in different ways that they had never seen before. When Eri was coming back from everybody leaving, Eri and Muriel was going to Zuko. Zuko told them that give them a minute, he needed to help them clean. After 5 minutes of cleaning, Zuko went right in front of the gate that's of the school, of the building, not the gate of their area. And he waves over to Eri, and Eri was so excited that she kind of hugged him. They both are silent, not saying anything, and Eri will say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I want to do it." And Zuko just grabbed her and hugged her back and said, "Okay." So, and after a little second, he asked her, "How was the concert? Did you like it?" She said she liked it, and liked it, all the pretty colors. And what did you do up in the? And Mira said, "Cats, sky cat, something like that." The beams. And Mira said the beams, and she said, "Yeah, the beams. What were you doing up there?" And Zuko said, "You know those lightning coming everywhere?" She said, "Yeah. I was the one who did that. I made the UA letter." And she said, "That's so cool," with her hands like shaking up and down. After that little moment, Muriel told Zuko if he would like to go with them to to enjoy the festival. Zuko agrees. After a few minutes of playing some games, Eri just enjoying the festival, all the people smiling, and she's holding hands of both Muriel and Zuko. Muriel was given a call that he needs to go back and do some stuff for his class. He tells this to Deku and Eri says okay. Zuko actually kneels down to Eri and said, "Hey, Eri, would you mind if I have someone with us as we go around the festival?" And she said, who, Mr. Deku?" And Zuko said, "Well, you remember the princess?" And she said, "Yes." She's coming, and she's coming. And Zuko said, "Yes, she'll be. I'll give her a call right now." He called her. She comes by, and a little surprised that Zuko did not say that Eri was going to be with them. But she was more happier than mad. So a few more minutes have gone by, and Eri spotted the candy apples, but Zuko did not see this. He was looking everywhere else, seeing what else they should do in this festival, seeing some food, and when Zuko was about to say something, Momo was not there at all. Zuko was looking around, saying, "Momo, Momo, where are you?" Eri looking around, saying, "Where did she go?" And she feels a tap on her shoulder, and she looks back and sees Momo. Zuko said, "Oh, there you are. Oh, where did you go?" "Oh, I was going to yell out." And Momo said, "Well, actually, I saw something that Eri might want, so I decided to get some for us." And Zuko said, "Sure, what did you get?" And she pulled out these candy apples. Eri is so excited and that she will be the first ever gonna try it. And Zuko said, "Oh, those! I actually forgot about that." And Zuko grabbed the two and gave one to Eri and said, "3, 2," and they all bit the apples, one for each of themselves at the same time. Zuko and Momo is enjoying the sweet and savory taste, and Eri is enjoying the sweetness and the apple, and it's just saying it's so sweet. So it's getting close to the end of the festival, and she was taken to Aizawa and to Principal Nezu. Now, after all this has gone down, and she's calmed down as well, she was given some news that she's being adopted by somebody. And Zuko actually comes in through the door. Now they're in the office of Nezu, and Principal Nezu is telling her this. She's asking who is it, or are they gonna be nice people? And Zuko comes right through the door, knocking. He walks in and said, "Yes, Principal Nezu?" And said, "Yes, and this will be your future brother?" And Zuko said, "Oh, hey, Eri. So you're telling her this now?" And Principal Nezu said, "Yes, now, yes." And Zuko will go right next to Eri and said, "Yes, Eri, I have talked to my parents and my grandmother, and they would love to be adopting you. What? And without knowing them, would you like to be my little sister?" On the books, I mean. And Eri, she doesn't know what this means at all. And she just, I will, and Zook said, "I got a better one. You know how I call Momo my princess, and I'm the prince? Well, that means you will also be a princess." And Eri now understands that she'll be more taken care of as a princess in his house, his home. But Zuko also tells her, but this also means that you won't be around normal people. And Eri said, what do you mean by normal? And Zuko explained, well, I am quirkless, actually. I don't remember if I told you this. And Eri said, um, I don't remember either. What is quirkless? And Zuko explained to her that quirkless people there's about 20% of in the world that are quirkless, that doesn't have a quirk or a power. But Harry said, but your those fire, lightning, and water coming out of your swords, they are those not powers? Zuko said, no. There were pressure in my swords that makes those special effects, but really it's just wind going through the air. Harry said, oh, okay. Zuko explained, well, actually, everybody over there, they are very capable of taking care of you. If your powers ever go out of control, and Eri kind of like looks down, tearing up, Zuko said, but we have skilled professionals that can take care of you for you won't go out of control. And better yet, have you learn how to control your power. And this area is actually up in the mountains, where kind of like a castle. You cannot tell it's a castle until you get into it. And the best part, if your power ever go out of control, like for whatever reason, there's nobody out there to hurt you. You will hurt. And Eric said, really? Nobody? And she thinks about it and said, if you say so, I would like to meet your our parents. Zuko said, yes, parents. So Zuko leaves and left all the paperwork with them, but Zuko left out a certain detail that his grandmother, how she looks, and Zuko's gonna keep that secret until it comes by. Now Zuko's over at the dorms, and more of them are coming by into the dorms and hanging out, enjoying and talking about the concert. Zuko explaining that some more special details, saying there's like 3 layers on the mountains. 2 layers you are allowed to go through, but the 3rd layer only family members are allowed. And Kaminari said, oh, so you and Yaruzu are gonna be up on the 3rd. That seems very suspicious, don't we? And some of the guys and the girls are seeing that, very suspicious. Momo is very blushing because she's thinking family in her head, marriage. And then when someone said, does that mean they're gonna get married? And when she heard that, she was just saying marriage, white dress, and marriage in her head, which made her dizzy kind of faint. Zuko said, and he looked over at Momo, and she's passed out, and Zuko said, yes. And he looks back at her, and she's still passed out, so she didn't hear that little part. The girls are very happy to hear that, but Zuko said she will be up at the 3rd, meaning my parents and headmistress. And then they heard a knock from the door, and it's the pussycats and Koda. Koda, the little kid with horns hat. Same thing in Haname. He's very excited to meet Zuko, and Zuko said what's up to Koda. Now, Zuko was asking Koda if he would like to hold one of my swords. Last time I didn't show you how they work. And Koda said, yeah, that those big ones. Zuko said, no. How about this one? Zuko pulled out a little pocket knife. It doesn't flip open or not close. It's just a regular pocket knife. And Zuko said, now, this one's very special, Koda. And Koda said, special how? And the pussycats are hearing over this, watching over Zuko and Koda talking. And Zuko said, this is one of my first ever swords I ever made. When I was around your age, I actually made this little knife. And Koda said, really? Can I? And Zuko said, yes, you can hold it. And he holds it and sees how he's like touching the blade. And Zuko said, careful, it's sharp. And he does, and it kind of bleeds. Zuko grabbed his finger, put a little band-aid on it, and said, see, it was very sharp. But, and as he was about to give it back, Zuko said, keep it. Koda said, really? Now, the pussycats are gonna say something, but Zuko put his hands up and said, give me a minute. Which kind of irritated them, but okay, and back off. And Zuko said, now, when you ever feel weak, remember, I made this. Which means, let me tell you, making anything takes time, effort, and patience. If you have all three of those in life and use it in every day, I promise you, you can be stronger. You can be as strong as me. And this gives Zuko a grin, and Kota looks at him and said, really? I can be as strong as you? And Zuko said, yes. But that means you have to work hard, train hard, and listen to your aunts, your friends. And Zuko is giving out advice after advice after advice. Damn, man. If I wasn't so quiet, I'd be like this. Oh well. But Koto said, okay, I will. I'll do my very best and become the next #1 hero. Everybody kind of like chuckles. Zuko said, yes. You'll be the next #1. After me, of course. Koda puts the knife away, but Zuko said, hold on, here's the case for it. It's kind of like a small sword, basically. It's 5 inches long. The whole handle and the blade itself in total is 5 inches long. So it's not very big, but it's still sharp. Doesn't have the special materials in it. It's actually a sword, a very traditional sword of iron and sheet metal. That's it, nothing else. Anybody can copy it and make it, but Zuko's family beginners have to learn to make that. Well, blacksmiths, that's their top best swords. So you can tell how advanced Zuko's techniques, the Demon Slayer technique sword making is. Now, when they were leaving, Zuko and Momo went into her room. Everybody else was sleeping. It was same old. Some of the girls saw that Momo was pulling Zuko to her room, and they thought nothing of it. It was the same thing as always. But one guy, Manila, was very curious, so he listened in through the door and made a recording. He heard nothing. Nothing at all. But he heard kissing. Yes, they have been making out in the very room for some about 2, 3, 5 minutes have gone by. Manila is so jealous at this point that he actually leaves and deletes the video and the recording. And they did some stuff. With protections, of course. They put on the glove and did some magic tricks. And it went through the night. About an hour. I'll give it that. An hour. A 30-minute break. And they talked afterwards. I'm not sure if I should end it here. Yeah. No. Okay, I'll do some more. So when they wake up, everybody was going to breakfast. Another day, they have some free time. And when Mina went over to Momo's room to wake them up, because they know that Deku sometimes sleeps in there at the same time. She opens the door out of nowhere and see a special scene of Momo fully covered and Zuko with no t-shirt, and seeing the feet, and the blanket is not covering much, just the important parts. And Mina, without saying a word, pulled out her phone, took a picture, and that picture sound woke up Momo. And she looks at Mina like sleepy eyes, and Mina is just waving a hi to them. And she's just gesturing to her phone and saying, save, and walks. Close the door. Now a few seconds has passed by. Mina has sent it to the girls' group chat. Some of the girls are jealous. But when Momo opens the message, she sees herself sleeping and Deku not very covered at all, suggesting in the photo what has happened at night. And, well, she's trying to tell everybody, she's fully awake now, and tell everybody telling Mina to delete it and not show this to anyone, delete it, and keep going. But Mina is not going to. She's going to print this out and saying it's a special memento. Momo is very tired, left out a deep breath out, and Zuko said, morning, Momo. And he's stretching out. What's going on? And Momo turned to Zuko, seeing how cute he actually wakes up kind of like a cat. Of all things, he wakes up like a cat, stretching out all of his legs, arms. Zuko forgot that he's not dressed. So she's in full view of what Zuko holds, even in the morning. And she remembers the night of sweet massage. It's funny that I had to dance over the subject, even though it's what you guys are thinking of. And I'm not gonna say the size. You guys can guess. But Momo closed her phone, tackled Zuko, and started making out again. Zuko said, I guess good morning to you too. But Zuko finally gets up and get dressed, Momo as well. Zuko asked her what was in the phone. And Momo said, well, it's, well, and she just turned the phone and looked and pointed to the picture. Zuko said, oh shit. Oh my. And he's kind of freaking out. But it's covering up the important part. So Zuko said, is it covered up? Does she have any more pictures of this? And Momo's texting her if she does. Mina saying no. This is the only picture. Zuko said, oh, that's good. But they leave. Now the girls are talking about it, Zuko and Momo, and how they did the deed. But Suyu brings up the question, and she asks Momo, so Momo, Ribbit, how big is it? With big eyes and very curious frog in front of her. And now the girls are saying, yeah, how big is it? And Momo is not gonna say. And she said, I'm not saying a thing. You can ask Zuko. They are very blushing at this point because they're going to ask a guy how big it is. And most of them don't have the guts. But Mina does. So she goes straight towards Zuko while he's talking to Hajiro and Tokoyami and some of the other guys. And Mina just put her hands on the table and said, so, how big is it? With everybody to hear, they all stopped, looked at Mina, and then looked where she's looking, over to Zuko. And Zuko said, and still eating his cereal like nothing has happened. And he looks up and said, no. And went back into eating. Now everybody is just saying, ooh, thinking, oh shit, he said nothing. Confident, I guess. And Mina is asking again, how big is it? And she starts saying numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. And Zuko is not giving any hint of the size. Now Momo overheard this, and she kind of blushes at the one number that she said, and quickly cover her ears. No one saw this, but Zuko did, and under his breath it says, shh. Like nothing has happened. So that little thing has happened. The guys are asking what has happened, and when they finally asked the girls told them, but didn't show the picture, told them that something very big has happened in Momo and Zuko's relationship. Some of the guys put it together, but the other guys did not. Basically, the main ones in canon, they get it. The ones that don't are the lower students, basically. But that little scene has happened. And rest of the day, the guys want to ask more details. And Zuko's not saying, and Momo's not saying anything. She is saying that his kisses are soft, very advanced. And she kind of slipped out, seemingly, I I think he's done it before. Now the girl heard this and wants to ask more questions about that very piece. So this will be the end of the video, and yeah, this will be the end of the video, but the next part will be the family. So yeah, thank you for listening, have a nice day, and god dang, my tooth freaking hurts.